I walked into the grocery store and somehow managed to walk out spending $87. For what? I bought eggs, meat, coffee creamer, and some fruit, like basic stuff. Yeah, Kroger. Basic normal food is like luxury right now. I don't understand it. Worst part of it all is I feel like I leave and I bought nothing. I swear every time I check out, I just stand in silence like processing the damage.
Why does this man keep acting like we're all so damn dumb? We ain't all MAGA. Thanksgiving dinner is 25% cheaper this year. It's 25% cheaper than it was last year under Biden. That's what he's saying. He's getting that number from the Walmart meal box that they have around this time of year. Well, there's less shit in it. They're using a lot less name brands. They're using the great value stuff. The turkey's smaller and there ain't no damn pie or anything to make pie. So it's 25% cheaper. It's 25% less. Hell, Walmart ought to be giving all of us a box. But there's people going to believe it.
I give us a year. Nobody's going to be able to afford anything. $50. No joke, dude. We wanted roast for Memorial Day, so I got a roast, 1 onion, 2 cans of potatoes, 2 cans of carrots, and 1 can of corn. $47.
Inflation was at 3.8% in April 2026. That was CPI. It was at 6% PPI. Economists are expecting 10% inflation by the end of September. It has gone up almost 50% in the last 90 days. How much more can Americans take? We have increased layoffs, increased home foreclosures, increased student loan delinquencies, increased credit card debt. We are bursting at the seams right now, and we are on like dang. That is $1 billion to $2 billion per day. We are $39 trillion in debt. We're spending $5 billion every day since October, $2 billion in interest. The economy in the U.S. is at its max limit, and I am predicting we are going to see something like the Great Depression. Please do not spend money. Do the best that you can to budget and get your finances in order.
We can't afford food. We can't afford gas. We can't afford housing. No one's coming to save us. When asked to what extent did he factor in financial situations of the American people, he said, not even a little bit. I don't think about Americans' financial situations. Rising gas prices, rising food costs, rising housing costs, and he doesn't care about our financial situation.
This is wild, and I want to make sure you don't miss it. We all know that Donald Trump said, on day one, I'm going to get prices down for Americans, right? Look at what's happening now. This is a brand new poll from The Guardian. It just came out today. Half of Americans struggle to afford groceries and gas. Half of Americans. Guardian calls this a grim portrait of cost of living crisis and says that about 57% of polled Americans also believe the economy is worsening, because it is. The poll also says that 95% of Americans now believe the U.S. is suffering an affordability crisis. 95%! And this is not just Democrats, y'all. Pessimism about the economy has increased for all Americans of all parties. Look at that, just whoop, for everyone. In February, 22% of Republicans said the economy was getting worse. Now that's up to 38% of them, of Republicans. Then they asked people whether they thought jobs in their area were disappearing. Look at rural Americans. 41% of them say good job opportunities in their local area are disappearing. By the way, when it comes to rural Americans, 64% of them now say the economy is getting worse, compared with 46% who said that in February. And again, look at these specific numbers. The percentage who responded they are having trouble affording gas, 52%, groceries, 51%, loan payments, 46%, utilities, 46%. Oh, and don't forget, half of those polled said they're struggling to afford their debt, including student loan debt. This is the economy after a year and a half of Donald Trump and the Republicans in full control. But
we have horrible economic news right now. Grocery prices in the United States have soared higher in the month of April than in any prior month in more than 4 years. And it comes as approval numbers for the president on the economy are lower than any other president in modern day American history. Year over year, from the Bureau of Labor Statistics, the price of fresh vegetables up 11.5%. The price of seafood up 6.2%. It's not just groceries though. The price of gas has soared has soared since the war in Iran began. Inflation is up, highest it's been in years. Wholesale inflation is up 6%, highest since 2022. And right now, the president's economic numbers are as bad as they can get. Worse than any other president, worse than Carter, worse than Biden, worse than Obama, worse than Bush, worse than Clinton. We have not seen such bad economic numbers for a president in a long time in approval ratings, possibly ever. And it's not going to translate well if it continues at the polls in November.
Groceries, rent, gas. Why does everything feel so expensive? Some Americans say they are working just as hard but getting a lot less in return. So what's really driving these prices? Let's watch more clips and we come back to talk about it.
So I'm walking around Costco here and I'm noticing these prices. For example, these madras lentils, $15.99. I bought those a year ago for $6.99. Let's look at what else we got going on here. Dang, this is the flour we were buying for $5.99 last year. We literally bought this chicken broth $5.69 2 months ago. And I keep getting told that we got, 6-7% inflation. You gotta be kidding me.
Groceries are so expensive right now, you don't need a pantry. You need a time machine back to the Great Depression. Listen, at this point, if you don't have what I call a Depression-era pantry, you are setting yourself up for failure. And I know some of y'all are like, what's that? I wasn't even alive back then. Don't worry, I got you. A Depression-era pantry is about survival with style. It's budget-friendly, non-perishable items that will ensure you never go hungry. Flour, cornmeal, rice, dried beans, oats, pasta, molasses, cocoa, peanut butter, canned fruits and vegetables, canned meat, lard, vinegar, salt, sugar, and spices. This is all the stuff your grandmama could take and make 20 meals out of it and continue to feed the family over and over again. See, most Americans, y'all got really addicted to living high on the hog, like little mini Rockefellers, right? Eating fresh salmon on a Wednesday night, sipping cold brew like water. Let's keep it all the way a buck. See, you were never rich. You just had enough credit cards and cheap prices so you could pretend. And now that runway is gone. So here's the irony for me. The same folks, right, that used to laugh at grandma's struggle meals are about to be Googling how to make biscuits from bacon grease and molasses. And honestly, it's not even shameful. For real, it's smart. Because the truth is, prices are not done climbing yet. We have not hit the peak. So either you build yourself a Depression-era pantry right now, or you're going to be out here paying $15 for a bag of rice like it's a luxury handbag. Because at the end of the day, y'all, survival is not about flexing. It's about preparing. And the most American thing you can do right now, learn how to make it work no matter what. That was just like they did back then.
Here's the reality. Many families are still feeling the pressure every time they shop for groceries. While inflation has fallen from its peak, prices themselves remain much higher than they were just a few years ago. That's because lower inflation doesn't mean prices go back down. It simply means they are rising more slowly. Food costs are also affected by fuel prices, labor costs, supply chains, weather, and global markets, not just one president or one policy. At the end of the day, Americans care less about economic statistics and more about what it costs to feed their families. That's why the affordability debate continues, no matter who is in the White House. So what do you think? Should leaders be judged mainly by the price of everyday essentials, or are there bigger economic factors at play? Share your thoughts in the comments respectfully, and before you go, watch this next clip here, it explains it all. And do well to like and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you in the next.